The reason that we established this prize is because I had observed in my academic career a great deal of discrimination against women.
Men and women are interested in different things. So when men and women are completely engaged, fully engaged in science, we will progress in many different areas.
I think the Paul Meister Greengard Prize is a tremendous acknowledgement of the fact that women contribute to the sciences just as much as men do, and that the women who've been awarded this have devoted themselves to science and pursued it single-mindedly. And many of them also had families and other parts of their career at the same time. So these are really extraordinary women.
Women have the extra problem that we are required to be superwomen. We usually have a home life where we have children that we're juggling, and trying to balance the work and science and life equation is difficult.
It's very difficult because the time of one's life that one is ideally suited to do one's best early work in science is exactly the time that one wants to be having one's children.
Women are at least half the humanity. To lose that potential, I think, is a terrible loss in all dimensions, but of course in science too.
Dr. Greengard's establishing this prize in honor of his mother was, I think, inspired. The story is a remarkable one.
It's always a fantastically emotional moment. It was a standing ovation for Paul. He was enormously popular. We were all so happy that he was honored in that way. And then he took the microphone and announced this amazing gesture.
Paul Greengard gave his Nobel Prize money and devoted it to an award that he set up on behalf of his mother and of all women in science.
It was a big shock to see how these attitudes that women were inferior went on decade after decade. And I made some observations about how unfairly women were treated in the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s in the academic world.
I think it's very touching that he thought of his mother, that Paul named this prize after his mother as well as himself, that he still thought of his mother as something valuable that should be recognized and remembered.
He said that she had been so abstract, I suppose because there was no visual representation, no picture of her, that she was an abstract concept. And he wanted to make this person sort of concrete and real.
To be able to recognize and to sort of give her a tribute, but a tribute also to all women of the world, I think it's a fantastic situation.
And for him to create for her immortality through this prize so that all of us will remember always who she is, will know who she is, will tell her story, will tell our students about her, the women and the men. It's important.
Sometimes we're so driven we forget how important these family connections are to us as human beings.
I think Rockefeller is one of the few institutions that has these programs explicitly meant to benefit and honor women in science. This prize, I think, is giving the Nobel Prize Committee ideas about who should they be thinking about next year. That myopia about, oh, there's no good women, goes away when you look at the list of winners from the Pearl Meister Greengard Prize.